Peace and the mercy and blessings of God be with you. Thank you for joining me for this continuing discussion on 30 Days to a Better You. So last time we were talking about feeding the mind, and under that umbrella, we spoke about looking at things from another person's perspective. Today, I want to, under the same umbrella, look at reading diverse sources. Let me start with a question. Did you ever have to take in school a subject that you absolutely hated? Well, it happened to me. I loved math, and I didn't like economics that much, and one might even describe that as a kind of, I'd rather not do that. And so it happened to me that when I was doing my undergraduate study, in order to graduate, I had to take courses from a diverse number of different categories. And I wanted to focus on religion. I wanted to study God and what in Star Trek might be called the Force. I didn't want to study the forces of demand and supply. And it so happens that when I looked at all of the categories that I had courses from in order to graduate, economics was the obvious choice for me. I ended up having to take that, though I didn't like it at the time. It is only later in life that I came to see that actually the study of economics, though it had little relevance to me at the time, actually has become very relevant. And what I've learned in economics has had many life applications for me. But more than this, I stepped back and I saw a bigger perspective. I came to understand why is it that the university insists on us taking courses from these diverse subject areas. And I came to realize that each course is like a window into the world. It's almost like you're looking at an event from your living room window and you're not getting the best angle on what's happening on the street. So you go into your bedroom and you look through the window there and you see things from a different angle. So each course then, each subject area is a different window through which we see the broader world, and we get a different perspective, a different angle from the different course perspectives. Well, it's not only taking a course that gives you that different window, it's reading a book and reading a variety of books. Some books on one subject will give you one way of viewing the world. Some books on another subject area will give you another window on the world, and so on. It also has to do with the scriptures of the world religions. Imagine that some people say to you, well, I don't have to read the Quran because I already know about scriptures. Well, you'll probably think that, well, that person is a bit close-minded, and how are they going to know what the Quran is without having read it? The reverse is also true. Like, how are Muslims going to know what other books contain if we're not allowed to read them? So when we look at the Quran in Surah 3, verse 93, the Quran says, "Fa'tu bi-Tawrati fatluha in kuntum sadiqin." Bring the Torah and read it here if what you're saying is true. So if other people are making a claim, the Quran's retort to them and the instruction to Muslims is to say to them, okay, bring your book and read it here. Let's see if what you're saying is true. And that means that Muslims and others would be reading the scriptures of others together. And that's refreshing to learn, because many Muslims may have heard that, you can't read the other scriptures because we have the book to follow and we're not going to look at the others. And maybe that instruction was more relevant at a time when the societies were divided, the Muslims and others each lived in their enclaves and they had very little interaction with each other. But now that we have interactions regularly, it's good to know what's in the scriptures of the others, so that we can enter into more dialogue, we can appreciate better the views and opinions of others, and we can see the goodness of the religions that they practice. And then, of course, we'll be in a better position to offer Islam as an alternative, to show them the Quran as a book that they also need to read. By showing this kind of openness, we will at least set the stage for others to show a similar type of openness towards the scripture that we believe God has revealed for all humankind. But I want to speak more generally about reading diverse sources. It's not only about religion, but it could be about a wide variety of subjects. Just like I had to take economics, and at the time I didn't like it, but later on I saw many life applications, thinking about things in terms of demand and supply, how prices go up and how supply is increased and all of that in response to demand. All of these now I find to be very relevant. So in a similar way, if you are in one subject area and then you start reading some things just out of curiosity from another subject area, you may find that this is another window on life, and you come to appreciate and understand life and the world through that new window. So how can we acquire this characteristic, which is so very important for broadening our thinking, expanding our horizons, and getting us to better appreciate the things around us and also to master what is around us? Well, let's say you are in the sciences. Well, you might be more inclined to read a journal on science. But how about for a change, once in a while, you pick up, let's say, a journal on economics or some other subject that is unrelated directly to science, and see what it says. Just browse through, flip through the pages, look at what is interesting to you, and home in on something, read a few lines here and there. It just simply broadens your perspective. You don't have to become an expert in the other subject, but just become aware of this other subject and what are the nuances of that subject area. And then eventually you will find connections being made between that subject and the one in which you specialize. And in this way, your horizons are broadened and your perspectives are strengthened. So reading diverse sources, that has been our topic for today. Tomorrow, we will continue with feeding the mind by practicing optimism and self-talk. So please continue to join me for this series on 30 Days to a Better You. On behalf of Let the Quran Speak, I want to say thank you for supporting us. Please continue to support us this Ramadan. May God bless you and your loved ones with the very best always, and may you draw ever closer to God this Ramadan.